Sorry, you guys. All right. So if you are jumping on right now and you have not muted yourself yet, wait, let me double check that I'm recording because I actually don't know if I did that. Yes, I am. Okay. Okay. If you are jumping on and you are not muted, make sure you mute yourself so that we don't hear all the stuff going around in the background, plus it just echoes. But we are super excited to be hosting our next call with you guys, and share in the chat right now what is one thing that you've really stuck to since our call last week, since Dylan had talked to you guys about rocking your mornings, showing up, leveling up, rising up, and being really consistent in your business, but not waiting until a few weeks from now, but instead starting now. Share those things that you did. If you got up this weekend, if you got up an extra early, or you stayed up an hour later, or you worked really, really intentionally, just let us know what you did to move your business forward. And also share what is one thing you want to focus on for this week. And tonight we're going to talk to you guys about being excited to invite, because we know that can be something that is so scary in your business and things that people want to skip out on and put off. And we want to help you guys feel comfortable with it, because like Dylan said last week, if you are not inviting to the business opportunity, you won't have a business that's growing, and it's going to be really hard to maintain any work that you're doing right now. So first, the main topics for tonight, we're going to be talking about who are you inviting, why are you inviting, what are you inviting them to, when are you inviting, and I'm going to give you guys a task to apply to your business today. And if you guys have questions, feel free to write them in the chat. I can't see it, but obviously the other leaders or anyone that's on the call that knows the answer can always write it as well. So first, you can't check the box on who you say yes to and no, but you can check the box on who you invite. So as a coach, no matter how long you've been in this business, you are going to get yeses, you're going to get nos, you're going to get people that ignore you, you're going to get people that are all in, ready to sign up right now, ready to start coaching, ready to be in a challenge group, and then they're going to stop talking to you for a little while. You can't control the outcome of what they say, but you can control on what you're doing to be a business builder. Showing up in your business and checking the boxes of our tracker every single day of the things that you need to do to move your business forward is how you know you're treating it like a business. Don't get stuck on the fact that, well, I invited 10 people this week and no one responded, so I'm not good at this. Instead, look at what you did last week, what was successful, what wasn't, and then move forward this week. And always check yourself. Be honest with yourself and focus on the things that you can control. And you can control showing up on your social media. You can control who you're inviting, how many people you're inviting. And a lot of times it really is a numbers game. So if you sent 5 invites and maybe no one responded, then this week, send more. And if you need to tweak your message, then tweak your message. But you have to be able to look at what you're doing, check the box that I did everything I was supposed to do, and then start again the next day. Always, always focus on the things that you're doing right, and the things that you need to grow on are things that you can work on. But do not focus on who says yes and who says no, because you can't control that. So share in the chat right now if you've ever been scared to invite, if you've ever put off inviting because you get nervous, if you've ever felt like inviting is salesy, and if you're a rock star at getting results, sharing your journey, connecting, but inviting makes you want to puke. My next question I want you guys to think about is, do you believe in what you're inviting to? So those previous questions that I just asked you guys are questions that I think a lot of time in the beginning of your business, you really feel. And then as you grow and you get more consistent in what you're doing, you stop having as much fear about inviting, because you know the belief in yourself, you know the belief in what this can do for other people. But when you're a brand new coach, your biggest focus needs to be asking yourself every day, do you believe in what you're inviting to? Like, not just a little bit, not maybe I'm going to be successful in a year. Maybe I'm going to be a full-time coach, or maybe I'm going to pay off this credit card. Maybe I'm going to change my life. But do you really fully believe in your heart, like wholeheartedly, that you are going to be successful in this business? Because if you are showing up and you truly believe in what this business can do for you, you're not going to have a fear of inviting, because you're going to be feeling so good. You're going to be so passionate, and you're going to be living with that purpose that inviting no longer becomes scary. You start to see that people will say, hey, I have been wondering about your challenge group, or hey, I've been watching what you're doing, but I'm nervous to invite. I just had a challenger recently who she had signed up as a challenger, but I hadn't invited her to the opportunity, and she waited a while. She watched my stories, and finally she filled out my poll and we connected. But it was a reminder to me that, like, I had missed someone who I could have invited sooner just because I wasn't tracking the way that I should have been. So you need to make sure that when you are inviting, that you are tracking as well, but also always believe in what you're doing. If you feel gross about it, it's probably because you're not doing one of your vital behaviors. You're not crushing your workouts. You're not eating right. I know when I am like eating like crap and I'm feeling bloated and I'm feeling gross and I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be, I don't want to invite people, because I'm like, okay, is it working for me right now? But you have to check yourself and say, okay, I'm feeling crappy, and so that's why I don't want to invite right now. Or I'm feeling like I'm not a business owner right now because I'm not treating it like a business. And then switch that mindset and tell yourself, treat it like a business if you want business results. So the funnel for who you're inviting. Phase 1 is going to be your friends and family. Phase 2, the followers on your social media. And phase 3, the new people you are connecting with on social media and every day in life. So for phase 1, when you're going emerald and when you're building a business over and over and over, you should always have reached out to your friends and family first. And I know that can be really scary, and not everyone's going to support you, and that's okay. But again, you have to check the boxes and know that you invited them. And don't underestimate the power of being excited and saying, hey, I want you to do this alongside me. I'm feeling really good. I know we can get you awesome results too. And you'd help me get to my first rank advancement. Or, hey, you would be also supporting me in my business and helping me, believe in myself and kick this off. When I first asked my mom to coach, obviously she doesn't like actively coach, but when I first started and asked her like, hey, will you do this? I told her, I want you to get healthy, but also I'm so nervous and I want to hit these advancements in my business and I want to be successful. And your support will mean the world to me. So coming out and saying that sometimes is the best way to do it, because they see it on the other side too. I think it's easy to walk around that and like not really want to say what you're doing because you're scared that they'll say no. But if they say no, and you move on. It's not a big deal. The followers on your social media, look at how many people right now you have in your following. And so go to your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever social media platform you're using and tell us how many people you have following you currently as of today. Share that number. When you are thinking you don't have anyone to invite, you are forgetting that you have all of those people. You don't need to have 100,000 followers to be successful in this business. You don't even need to have 10,000 followers to be successful in this business. There are so many people in this business who don't have a lot of followers and are extremely successful, me and other people on this call included. So do not let those numbers mess with your head. It's easy to look at a top coach and feel like, oh, well, they have 100,000 followers, so they're able to be successful. But you guys, they all started with probably very little followers, if not any. They probably were just starting off the same way you were and figuring it all out and growing their Instagram or growing their Facebook from there. So the followers that you have right now are the people sitting at your table, and those are the people you need to welcome into your group. Those are the people that you need to love on and support on so that they see what you're doing and they see why you're excited. And then for phase 3, the new people you're connecting with on social media, and I wrote and in life because yes, a lot of this business is on social media. But also when you are going to mom's groups or when you're going to your college classes or when you're going to family parties or you're talking to anyone, you are allowed to talk about your business and you are allowed to be excited. I think we have that like fear sometimes of, well, I don't really want to tell people what I'm doing because I just started or I'm not as successful as I want to be. And we forget that no, you still are showing up and you still are feeling good. So tell everyone about it. Don't think because they're not on your social media that you can't invite them to the opportunity. When people are watching your stories, when people are liking and commenting on your posts, when people you are talking to and you're following their pages, those are all people that you can be talking to and inviting to the opportunity. I'm not going to say what every leader does. Me personally, when I am inviting, I'm inviting people that are watching my stories, that are following me, and people I'm talking to. So I might not be sending, to me personally, and like I said, other coaches might do it differently. I don't find it to be a cold invite if they're watching my stories every single day. I'm going to invite that person because they're watching my stuff. Same with if they're liking my photos or commenting on my photos, I'm going to invite that person because they're watching your stuff and they're supporting you. So it's so easy to send a message and say, hey, thank you for following along in my stories, or thank you for supporting me. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Or have you ever considered getting results with me? It's okay to invite the people that are watching, and you should be inviting the people that you're watching. We don't work in an industry that you just sell some makeup to someone and you make that sale and then it's done. We have to talk to people. And also, you guys, it's a lot easier to say, hey, I need to buy a red lipstick than it is to say, hey, I haven't been taking care of myself and I need to lose 30 pounds. Or, hey, I feel so alone and I don't have any good friends and I am struggling a lot in life. Or, hey, my marriage is struggling really bad right now and I just need people that are on a better mission to surround myself with. Those comments, like, yeah, that would be awesome if people felt comfortable saying that. But I know I wasn't at a point when I first joined. I was struggling. But when I reached out to my coach, I didn't say those things. Instead, I just told her I was excited to start. And later, she got to know my story. So remember that people are not going to feel comfortable just coming to you. People need you first to invite them and show them that you believe in them, show them that you see them and you're aware that they're there and that you care about them. And then they're going to want to do what you're doing. So why are you inviting? I want you guys to focus on how you're feeling and what you are really loving. So much of this business is like a million different routes. We have accountability and the support, the killer transformations, the mindset growth, the income growth, the belief in yourself, the amazing trips and retreats that you get to go on, the confidence that you're going to gain, no longer feeling alone, overcoming drinking or eating disorders or binge eating or going through postpartum journeys, finding your purpose, time to fit in while life is happening. And I think sometimes that we forget that you're showing up and you got to remember, why are you loving this journey? Like who were you when you started this journey? What were you looking for to get out of it? Because when I started, I needed something to help me start eating properly and to start working out and the accountability. I didn't even realize at the time that I needed the support and that I needed all the friendships from it and that these trips were going to be amazing. But as I've gone on in my business, there's more and more that I can add to this. But when you're sharing on your social media, you have to remember, where did you come from and how were you feeling when you first started? Were you feeling alone? Were you feeling depressed? Were you having a lot of self-doubt? Were you not able to get to a gym and just not working out because you thought that was your only option? Were you 50 pounds overweight because you never learned how to eat properly? You have to look at all the things that got you here and then share about those. It's so easy to put up a team picture and be like, I am so thankful for this community. I love this community. It's the best thing ever. But also to someone that's just looking, they would connect with you so much more if you're also telling them in your post how you used to feel and that you used to maybe not have that community. Or when you're sharing about eating or when you're sharing about working out, sometimes people can look at your page and think, oh, it's easy for her. She's been showing up for 4 years, so it's easy. She does it every day. It's a routine for her, and they think they could never start. But do they know that you used to do such and such things because you share that and you let them into that part of your life? Something I always have my coaches do in my onboarding is that they do a struggle wheel. And basically what it is that you write out all the struggles that you had when you started, or if you're a brand new coach starting, what you're currently starting with. So whether it's mindset or confidence, all of the things that I was talking about, what are the things that you struggled with that you either overcame already or you're trying to overcome? Have that list ready so you also know what you're working towards, but you also know how to invite people by sharing the things you are struggling with so they can connect with you. The mindset switch happens when you go from I'm scared to invite versus I'm excited to invite because of how I'm feeling. I'm excited to invite because of what it's doing in my life. I'm excited to invite because I know what this is going to do for another person. I'm excited to invite because I know it's going to change someone's life. If you don't know that it's going to change your life, then you can't invite because you're scared, because you're living in that fear. But once you get rid of that fear and you change it to I'm excited, if you have to write it on your mirror, if you have to do it in your 90-day journal every single day, write it down, you guys. There is so much power in writing it down and being excited about what's in front of you. But you got to believe in your opportunity so that you can be excited to invite the next girl whose life is going to be changed because you invited her. So when do you invite? I don't know if you guys get this question a lot or if you've ever felt this way, like, I don't know when to invite. How long do I talk to them? Do I cold invite? Do I not? There is no right time to invite in this business. Carl Deichler came to South Carolina, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, and he hosted a little event for some of us, and it was an awesome event. But one of the things that he said at the event that like always has stuck out in my head was he said, you never know when the timing's right. As a coach, you always think, oh, well, I built this relationship and now the timing's right for me, so now I can do it. But you don't know what's going on their side. You don't know if they would have said yes 2 months ago. You don't know if they were needing it right then. And you also don't know if they're going to say no right then and need it in a year from now. So don't sit and overthink like, did I build enough relationship? Did I not build enough relationship? Remember that you are building a business, and if you are excited and leading with your heart and leading with your passion, then just invite people. Get over that fear, because what is right for you might not be right for someone else. You have to put yourself out there and just be excited to change some lives. If you are showing up every day and truly excited and truly changing your life, our vital behaviors on the top is do your crap so that you are able to invite people and be excited. Instead of thinking about it as when do I invite, knowing when is the best time for you to sit down and invite is going to be how you grow your business. Is it early in the morning, nap time hustle? Is it your lunch break? How will you guarantee you get your invites in when you're pushing for this big goal? If you're turning off the TV at certain times, if you're telling your husband, hey, I need you to watch the kids for 2 hours today so I can sit and do this. If you're running to Starbucks or you're getting up extra early, whatever it is, your win is when you are doing it. Because if you start your Monday off tomorrow and you're like, yes, I'm going to do my invites and I'm going to get them in just at some point in the cracks of the day, you're not going to get them in. That's total crap. You will not get them in. You have to know and be intentional. And if you also are sitting down and you're scared to invite, I'm going to be honest, the best way to knock it out is get up freaking early, knock those invites out because no one's awake and your kids aren't awake, your family's not awake. You do your thing, send some invites, and no one can respond to you. No one can say yes, no one can say no, no one can say anything mean or ignore you. All you do is check that box that I just sent all my invites and no one has responded yet, but you will feel so freaking good. I promise you, if you start doing that, you will see such a big difference in the inviting process because it doesn't seem as scary when you're not like waiting for someone to respond. Because I know I've totally done that. And you can share in the chat if you've ever done that where someone responds and then you're like, oh my gosh, should I open it? Should I not open it? Do they want more information? Do they not? And then you like sit and dwell on it. So what are you actually going to invite them to? This is something that you really need to be clear on. Number one, is there a live event your team is hosting? Go check your calendar. Every team has a calendar, and there's a reason that we create those calendars. It's not just a post in the beginning of the month for you guys so that you have it and look at it once and then wing your whole month. It's so that you look at the calendar and you figure out what you're inviting to and when you're inviting to that event. When is your challenge group starting? When is your free group starting? When is your team hosting a live webinar or happy hour or sneak peek or however you guys are doing it as a team? Be intentional about that calendar. And again, that's something you want to look at before Monday kicks around. Because if you are going into this week and you don't know what your team is hosting or what you guys are doing right now, you're already setting yourself up to not move your business forward. Number two, a recent event your team is hosting. So for me on our team, I host a live event with some of my leaders every other Thursday, and we host a live happy hour where people can come jump on, learn about what we do. It's fun. They can grab a drink, hang out with us, and we do that every other Thursday. Now, if it's not going on that week and you don't have anything to invite to that week, we also have recordings that you can watch. So on your team, you either have recordings or you have a Facebook group or you have something that you can plug people into, but know what that is. Because if you're inviting and you don't know where you're sending these people or what you're inviting them to, you're going to feel nervous about the process. Number three, a join me live on a Thursday night at 8:30. And I just made that time up, obviously. But yes, I know that can be scary and you're like, no, I would never go live. But remember, you're in this business to grow you. You are in this business to get out of your comfort zone and do the scary things. You're in this business to make a difference in the world, and no one makes a difference in the world sitting back and hiding behind their social media account. I still want to puke every time I go live. I still get nervous and ask myself, like, should I really do this? Every time I do that. But if you don't, you can't get out of your own head. Your hair doesn't have to be done like, you guys, this is me on my call. You don't have to be ready to go. You just have to put yourself out there so people can connect with you. And you have to know what you're talking to them about. What are you sharing about when you get on that call? Are you going to talk to them about your challenge group and the results you're getting? Are you going to talk to them about the free group? Are you going to talk to them about the coaching opportunity, the retreat you just went on, or how it's changing your life, or something that you qualified for, or the free gift you got from your company just from helping people? Every time you go live on your social media, you get more followers, 100% guaranteed. If you went live every single week for the rest of this year, I guarantee you would start to have a way better following because people are going to connect with you. They're going to know that, hey, she's going to do her meal prep every single Sunday. Hey, she's going to talk to us about this on this day. Kim Fitzpatrick, who's like another coach in the network, she goes live literally all the time on her social media. But it's really awesome because I have also like learned so much about books and different things that like have nothing technically to do with Beachbody. And so if you're going to start challenging yourself to go live, and if you never have, I challenge you to do it. If you haven't in a while, I challenge you to do that as well. But Also think about it like it doesn't need to only be about coaching. You can go live and share a quick recipe with people. You can go live and share the favorite books that your kids are reading. Jenny actually just did a bunch of stories on Usborne books and shared all the books about different ages for kids. So think about things that are different from coaching that people can watch your stuff and learn from you. Is it a hair tutorial? Is it something, I don't know, you guys know what I'm saying. Anything, but you want to put yourself out there. Not because you're, not even just because you're going to grow a business, but because you want to feel freaking stronger and better every single day. You want to feel confident every single day. You want to grow as a person every single day. And the last option for inviting is a one-on-one call, jumping on a call and talking to them about the business opportunity. The one thing I want to say about this, and I don't know if people do this or not, I did these for a while and I loved them. But the one thing you do have to be careful about is how much time you're spending on one-on-one calls, because those are not guaranteed. People like, sign me up right then. But I will say, in my time of coaching, I have had a lot of success. Like if someone is very serious about it when I'm talking to them, or if I don't have an event to invite them to and they're like ready to go, I'll get on a call with them and be like, okay, here you go. Here's the details. And it's quick and it's a half an hour. And I typically do have success with that. And I'm just speaking for my own business. But you do have to be careful because you don't want to be jumping on calls with a bunch of people who aren't really ready and then they don't really sign up and then you wasted your time on that call. So a few examples, because obviously we all love sharing in this business and helping each other out, but these are what some examples look like. When I read over these, you guys, I also want you to realize that these are, each person talks a little bit differently, and you are going to talk a little bit differently. If you notice just by this, and this is me and some of the leaders that put ours up there for you guys, but look at, hey sister, hey with an exclamation mark, well, hey girl, hey girl. Just the beginning of the conversation is going to be what feels good to you. If you're not someone that says, hey sister, don't say, hey sister, because then you're gonna feel gross. Talk how you would talk in person. Hey sister, I don't know if you saw, but I'm adding ladies to a new coach mentorship with me and wanted to reach out to some ladies who are following along and see if you wanna hop in. What do you think? Can I send you more info? She's telling the person what's going on, what she's inviting them to, and then she's also asking them, what do you think? So she's not just sending an invite and throwing it out there, but she's also giving them a chance to respond. And can I send you more info? That's like, if they have a right to say no, or they have a right to say yes and check the stuff out. Hey, I know you follow along in my stories, so you may have seen I'm opening up my next fit group on Monday. I thought you'd be interested since I know we've chatted about recipes and morning routines before. Would you like me to send you more details on this group? Again, ending it with a question. Also, in that, you guys, she's talking about recipes and a morning routine, and she's not just saying, hey, join my challenge group because you can do this specific program. She's instead talking about the other things that are happening within her morning routine and the recipes, because she shares about that on her social media all the time. So her followers know her challenge group isn't just about doing a program, but it's also about the recipe shares and the morning routines. Well, hey, I don't know if this is something you would be interested in, but I host a fitness accountability group each month where I help people choose and complete a fitness and nutrition program. We have daily virtual accountability and support, which is so vital to reach these goals. We focus on all areas of health and fitness, share meal plans, and just are there for each other. Does this sound like something you would be up for? Telling exactly what they're going to be getting and letting them know. If you send an invite and just invite to a fit club or a challenge group and you tell them nothing about it, like they won't know what a challenge group is, and they're not going to know what a fit club is either, just so you guys know. They don't know like our lingo. What seems normal to us is not something that they all know. Hey girl, I noticed your vote on my poll for the upcoming accountability group. I would love to have you join me. Can you tell me some of your health and fitness goals? This will help me pair you with the best program and package. The best part of that is literally, can you tell me some of your health and fitness goals? Lead with finding out about them. She's not just saying, here's what my goals are for you, or here's MM100 because that's what's on sale. She's saying, hey, what's your health and fitness goals? And you guys, with saying that, in my personal business, and that's not my message, but in my personal business, I always ask about their health and fitness goals, but also I always ask, do they have certain things that are in Shakeology? Because if they're getting that in their everyday diet, then guess what? They don't need Shakeology. But almost always, they aren't getting those things in their everyday diet. So their response back is, no, I need that. I don't have that. And do you need extra energy for your workout? Are you someone that feels tired or it's hard to push through? And then again, they get to decide, do you think you need that extra boost? Are you feeling tired? Do you think that this could help you? Because if you are pushing what you're doing on someone and not finding out how it can help them, you're not going to be as successful. I used to only sell this sale, whatever was on sale challenge pack. And I used to only sell literally the cheapest one, like 140 or 160. I will tell you now with challenge packs, I rarely sell a challenge pack without Shakeology, Energize, and Recover in it. And the reason is because I'm asking them what they need and they're deciding what they need. I'm not telling them what they need. So think about it that way instead of being scared about like, oh, it's 160 and people aren't going to pay that. So I got to like dumb it all down. Like, no, figure out what they need and talk to them about it. And then you can figure out where you go from there. Hey girl, I saw you like my transformation post and I just wanted to see if you were just showing some love or if you were interested in my upcoming fitness group. All of these ask questions for them to respond. Make sure, however you are sending your invite, that you are asking a question so that they have a chance to respond. Because if you just shoot something at them with nothing, they won't respond. Also, obviously in this business, you guys, you have to create it so that it sounds like you, like I started this off with. You want it to feel good. You want to be excited. And if you just copy and paste someone's message, you're not going to feel good and you're not going to feel excited because it's not truly who you are. So the action plan that I want to take you guys to take from this call is get clear on where you're headed in this year. We have 3 months left. Where are you going to be in 2 years, in 3 years, and in 10 years? Make a list of all of the things you love about coaching and also what you love about challenge groups so you know what you're inviting people to. How do they make you feel? How do they help you through your life? What are you going to be inviting them to? Be intentional. When I talked about each of those 4 things, figure it out. What does your team have going on this month for the rest of the month? If you need a webinar or you need a happy hour, talk to your coach, figure out where they are so you can add it. Or if you need to know where that Facebook link is, keep that link saved in your notes so that when someone says they want more information, you can say, hey, here you go. One of the best things that I think with webinars or if you're sending a happy hour or any recording, I know MK and a lot of her team also have videos that they create, just sharing quick, like very quick, what they love about coaching. So you're able to send it. It's you, it's real, it's honest, and it's not a super long video. And that's another like awesome way that people can connect because they don't need to hear from everyone. They really just need to know why you're loving it or what you are inviting them to and talk about it. And then you can move them into the next part. But when you're sending a webinar or a happy hour, the one thing I will say with that is don't just send it to someone and then not follow up. You have to be ready to follow up because if you send it and you don't, they won't respond or they won't watch it. I'm sorry. But if you say, hey, here it is, I'm going to check back with you on, say you sent it on Tuesday, I'm going to check back with you on Thursday. Then on Thursday, check back with them. And they're going to tell you if they watched it or not. I'll be honest with you, a lot of times people are like, oh, I haven't had a chance yet. It's been so busy. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Well, why don't you watch it over the weekend? And then I'll get back to you by Sunday. And by Sunday, they almost always have watched it. Not every time. There's still people that like will take a while, but just so you guys know, make sure you don't ever send something and just leave them in there. Same with it if you're adding them to a Facebook group. If you add someone to anything, you want to follow back up with them, because otherwise they're just going to sit in that group and they're not going to actually take action. And then know when you are inviting. So figure out what your week looks like for you and when you can make this happen, and schedule it like a business. Do not wing it. Do not say you can just get it in the pockets of your day, because the reality is you're on this call because you want to be at a retreat and you want to grow a solid business and you have big goals and dreams for your life. So you aren't someone who's just going to wing it for the week. You're someone who is going to have a solid action plan and be ready to go before tomorrow starts. Because if you don't, then your business is not going to reflect the goals that you have. And you got to start treating it that way to be successful in this business. And last, just this little quote, and it might have been from Empower Her. I honestly don't know. It's something I listened to the other day. But don't just tell the world your mission statement. Show the world your mission statement. This literally spoke to me so much the other day because I just freaking love it. I think it's so easy to want to tell people what you're doing and forget that on your side, you need to be showing up. If you're telling them how much you love coaching, then you better be getting on your team calls. You better be showing up in your coaching business. You better be working your business like a business if you want to bring on business builders. If you're loving the challenge groups or loving results, then you better keep showing up, because our programs are amazing. And if you aren't showing up and you're sitting on your phone, or you're saying you really pushed yourself and you're not pushing yourself, you're not giving our programs justice. So make sure that you show the world what you are doing. Don't just try to push things on people, but if you're feeling so freaking good and you're so excited, the rest of the business is going to come around. You have to first feel your absolute best. And I preach this all the time to my coaches, because I truly believe, you guys, if you look at my Instagram, it is not fancy. It's like a freaking mess when I look at it. Clearly, I'm not a top 10 coach, but I've been able to build a solid business by sharing my journey and by showing up every single day. No matter what, I show up. No matter what, I hit Success Club. And no matter what, I'm inviting people. Even if people say no, even if people don't respond, I'm still doing the work on my end, because that's how you grow a business. So don't focus on your Instagram not looking like someone else's, or your Instagram not looking perfect. Focus on the things that you are doing to grow your business. And Dylan might have said this last week, but also, if you're in your stories 500 times in a day, that's probably too much, but say you're in your stories 20 times a day and you have not sent any invites, you are literally doing the work, but no one's going to see any of your business. Isn't going to grow because you're not doing your work on the other end. Stories and sharing on your social media, that is a big part of your business, and that's awesome. But if you're not inviting, your business will not grow and no one's going to be joining you. And if you are not showing up and talking to people and getting to know them, or tracking your progress, tracking who you're talking to, you'll get stuck in your business as well, because you're not going to know who to follow up with. And there is so much power in follow up. Like literally, I don't know if everyone agrees with this, but I would assume people don't join the first time you ask them. It's typically the second or third or fourth or fifth. I just had a girl that I just shared with my team. She joined this past week. 17 months was how long I talked to her. It wasn't a quick, here you go, let's get you started. It was 17 months where she got a share cart 3 times because she was 100% in, and where she also ignored me. But guess what? Every single month she got a message from me. And 17 months later, she has Energize, she has Recover, she has Shakeology, and she has a program to get started. So her journey starts now when she's ready. We can't decide when they're ready or not, but we can decide if we follow up and if we keep showing up and showing people we're not going anywhere. we're going to feel freaking amazing whether you join right now or you join down the road. Because if you keep feeling good, they're going to join. And that is all. Do you guys have any questions? Marissa, I have the same sweatshirt on as you.
Yeah, the one that I know MK asked, but when you started talking about asking them if they have this nutrition in their life to find out if they, need Shakeology to fill in the gaps, like, can you give an example of that?
So I will talk to them just like, and it's literally random how I will say it, but I'll talk to them about like different things, whether it's with like gut health stuff or it's certain vitamins. I always ask people, because me personally, my doctor with my second pregnancy allowed me not to take my prenatal, and I only drank Shakeology. So for people that I'm talking to, if they're taking a ton of vitamins, then I want to know that, because also Shakeology can, if they're taking a ton of vitamins and you're giving them Shakeology, like that's not good to overdo it. So you want to be talking to them, and that's kind of where I go with the Shakeology conversation, is I'll talk to them about that. Do you have something that's helping you fight your cravings? Do you have something that is helping with your gut? Do you have something that is filled with your vitamins? Do you drink prebiotics, probiotics? Are you getting them in your everyday life? Just because if you're asking those questions, then they decide for themselves. They're like, no, I don't even know what a prebiotic is or a probiotic. And no, I take no vitamins. And no, my stomach, I don't have anything that I take for my digestive system. Or they'll come back and they'll say, hey, I actually make a shake and I'm putting all this stuff in it. And then you can be like, hey, it's all in Shakeology and it's actually going to be cheaper than what you're doing. So knowing like that stuff is so easy to have a conversation. And I think that's why like I never have an issue selling a Shakeology ever, because not that we're selling Shakeology, but sharing about it, is because I literally ask them questions and more than likely they're not. And so many people, when you tell them like, oh, you get Shakeology or you get 30 days of my favorite superfood, they look at it as a protein shake. And so that's why people always say a protein shake is too expensive, $130 for this protein shake. But you guys, Shakeology is not a protein shake at all, obviously. And it's actually very little protein in it. The reason that it's so good for you is the other stuff that's in it. It's not because of the protein that's in it. And if you aren't explaining that to people, they're not going to want to pay $130, because you can go a million other places and get cheaper protein.
Thanks. And then a follow-up to that, I've done both ways, but do you ask like more than one question in one message?
Yes.
Or do you do it bite-sized?
I do.
What have you found more effective?
The reason that I do, and I don't know, like there's no right or wrong way. I've tried both, but I send mine in, there's 7 questions that they get, but I don't send that until like they're ready to get started and we have like talked and they're ready to go. And then I'm like, okay, so our next step is I need your email, and then I can send my 7 questions, but it has 7 different questions for them that they answer. First one's email, and then it goes down the list. And they literally will write back to me and tell me like, this I need, this I don't need, this I need. And I mean, I'll have nursing moms all the time that are like, oh, I need a 3-day refresh. And I'm honest with them and tell them, don't do a 3-day refresh right now if you're nursing. So again, though, a lot of them will get it and they don't use it right then. They'll use it later on. But because the 3-day refresh is an option and what I'm saying, they're like, oh, I could use that jump start. But if you don't tell them about it, they're not going to go order it on their own. They're going to order whatever you're telling them to order. And it just takes the control and like really puts it in their hands versus you being like, do this challenge pack with this. Also, another thing that I get asked a lot is how to bring on people if they are gym goers or CrossFit people. Obviously, not everyone has to drink Shakeology. If they want to drink pre and post workout, you guys, that's still 90 PV, and they can still be a successful coach drinking pre-workout and post workout. So always remember, if you're talking to a CrossFitter and they want to get started, don't just say you have to drink Shakeology, but figure out what do you need. Even though a lot of them, everyone needs Shakeology. But if you're asking them what they need, they're going to decide. And they're going to feel like they made the decision, not you. Any other questions? I'm like really sweating right now. And you guys, even getting on calls right now, like actually makes me so nervous.
You did great.
Thank you. I'm like literally like my shirt's like dripping inside for my sweatshirt. Last thing we want to remind you what's the hashtag that we're using? Rise Up Retreat.
Find it again.
We're all like,
I typed it impulsively last week. I know.
Is it Rise Up Hustle Retreat? I don't know.
Rise Up Retreat Hustle, maybe? I'll find it again and I'll send it to everybody.
Make sure you do your transformation if you haven't done that. And you guys, is something else you can be doing in your business is do 2-week transformations. This new program, if you started the work or if you're crushing whatever program you're doing, take a picture and hold yourself accountable and then show people what you look like in 2 weeks. We just had a guy in the round table show his 2-week transformation of the work, and he has like an awesome transformation. So don't feel like you have to wait till the end of your program. Like you can take a picture right now, crush your nutrition, crush your fitness journey, show up every single day, and in 2 weeks be able to share something that's a solid transformation for people to see. Oh, it only took her 2 weeks to start looking like that. All right, Boomerang. Dylan, actually, you want to do it because you did really good last time.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I will.
You like got everyone. I don't even know how you were able to do that. So
Practice.
He yells go at everyone.
Yep. All right. Ready? Think about what you want to do. Set. And go. Dance, 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 dance. Da, 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 da. There you go. Good. I'll mute this one this time so you guys don't have DJ Dylan dropping beats.
all right, have an awesome night. Don't forget to do your transformation, and also don't forget to get ready for your week and implement those 4 things. It's going to help you in the long run.
Heck yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.